Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to properly drain down your caravan for the colder winter months, and if you want to invest in one of these I'm going to show you how to use the flow kit to just go one step further. Just before we start, I just want to talk about the flow kit. I don't think you need to use it. I think it's a great sort of extra precautionary measure, but I'd say probably 98% of people don't use it and don't have any problems. As long as you drain down in the method that I'm going to show you first, then I think you'll be absolutely fine. However, it is quite surprising how much more water comes out of the caravan pipes when you use the flow kit. So it is up to you whether you choose to invest in it. They're not cheap. I think they're around £50, but my advice would be to go and have a look in some second-hand caravan shops. We purchased ours for a £5, so for a £5 and maybe 5 minutes of work, it's a no-brainer when we know that it's going to be going down to minus temperatures. But I don't think that it's something you need to invest in. You just need to make sure you do the first part of draining down your caravan properly. Right, now you need to make sure that your pump's off, just to make sure that you're not drawing any more water in through the pump. I'm now going to open the yellow tap, which is usually found at the front of your caravan under the bench seat. The reason that I do that before I do the taps is if you open the taps, you'll end up with just running water, and I've disconnected my waste pipe. So I want to do the yellow tap so that it just pours down onto the pitch below. Now there is a reason why just opening the yellow tap by itself is not enough, and you do need to open the things, and it's basically the straw effect. So I don't know if you can see that, but if you put your finger over the top of a straw, a little bit might come out, but it won't empty until you basically take this, if my finger up here is the tap, until you open it, and then all the water will drip out. Okay, I've just removed a slat just to make it easy to see what I'm doing. Now, when I flick this switch, you are going to hear the water drop out below, and my phone is underneath the caravan, and hopefully it will capture that. So bear with me. And it's that easy. That water's running out, I just want to make it clear that yes, we are discarding that water onto the pitch, but it is clean water, it's not grey waste. We're always bothered a little bit by how much water you have to waste each time you go through this process, but obviously you have to take on water to fill the system, fill the pipes, and to fill the hot water. So inevitably there's going to be waste. We always try to reduce the water in our aqua roll when we know we're going home, just so that we're not wasting a whole barrel of fresh water. Okay, so that yellow tap will now stay up for the duration. It will only go back down when we arrive onto another site. So I'm just going to open that. And now we'll head into the bathroom. All you can hear when you lift the taps up is literally just the water basically falling backwards. Keep them somewhere in the middle so that the hot and the cold valve is open. But yeah, all you can hear is basically the water just running backwards. Okay, we'll just go outside the caravan now. So if we just have a little look underneath, what you probably will notice there's the water. So what you will notice is that the water will often be hot and it'll often be steaming. It's not always the case, but obviously we have had the hot water on for a shower this morning. And as you can see, for the journey home, I'm going to leave my waste pipes open. So by leaving all of that stuff open, hopefully it creates a bit of a vacuum effect whilst you're driving home, and will help to just draw out some more water. When you choose to do this, at what point of your packing up you choose to do it is completely up to you. I personally like to wash my hands as the last thing I do after I've done all the dirty jobs, so I like to keep the water on, and it will be the last thing I do before I leave. We are back at storage now, so I'm going to show you how to use the flow kit. So I brought with me the pump, the flow kit itself, and a measuring jug so we can see exactly how much water we're going to be able to get out of the taps. Now, for my probably hour journey home this morning, I have had the taps open, the yellow tap open, so I'm hoping that most of the water's been drained out, but we shall see just how much more we can get out. So you can either use a battery pack, or I've just plugged this into the back of the car in the 12-volt plug. Before we start using the flow kit, it's very important to make sure that we close the yellow tap and the bathroom, the shower and the kitchen tap. Obviously, it depends on how many taps you've got in your caravan, but they all need to be closed. You need to build the pressure up, and obviously if one of those is open, you're going to be there forever, just blowing air through and nothing's going to happen. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we are under the front bench again, and this time we're going to close it. So when the thing is laying flat like that, it's closed, and when it's up, it's open. Make sure this tap is closed, and we'll just walk through to the bathroom. Obviously we've now got the aqua roll and the waste master in there. It's a little bit difficult to get into, but we'll close that, and I will somehow just lean across and close that. So here is your flow kit. First of all, you take the dust cap off the end, just like you would with a bike tyre or something like that. Okay, this just goes in just literally the same way that your aqua roll fits in. Make sure that it clicks. Okay, now what's important here is that we don't go to more than 15 psi, which I believe is 1 bar, and I think that's about the standard pressure of water anyway. So this is going to get loud in a second. Make sure that's tight on there. Okay, so this one, it's not digital, there's just a little analog screen there. So let's turn it on and set it to 15 psi. Okay, that'll do. So just remember that 15 psi is a maximum. You don't have to go up to 15 psi, but obviously the higher the pressure and the closer to 15 psi, the more water's going to come out. There's no need to disconnect it. We're probably going to repeat this process maybe another 5 times, twice on each tap. Obviously less and less water is going to come out each time, but when you pull that off, obviously no air escapes. Exactly the same as when you filled it up with water from the aqua roll. If you were to unplug this, you don't get a spurt of water coming out. So here is the moment of truth. Let's see just how much water comes out on this first go. Okay, I'm going to shut that off early because there's no more water coming out, and obviously then it's going to take longer to build back up to 15 psi. So I'm going to go outside, I'm going to repeat the process. I don't need to show you that, and then we'll be back in again and see what we get out of the second go. Okay, let's go again. Okay, so we're going to move on to the bathroom now. I'll just pop that in there. Okay, let's go with the hot first. Okay, now we're back one more time to do the cold. Let me just use my other hand just to... It is really difficult to film this while you're trying to hold a watering jug. Turn the handle. Okay, let's close that off. Okay, so for this one, I am going to get the shower head. I don't know how I'm going to do this with one hand, but I'm going to get the shower head. I'm going to pop that in there, like that. Maybe come around here to film. And then I'm going to turn it on the hot. Okay, that's as much water as we're going to get out of there, so let's lock it off and do it one more time. Okay, so this is the final go. I'm just going to move that to there, and we're going to do the opposite side. Okay, while we've still got just a little bit of pressure in the tap, I'm just going to give this one Okay. Now, there is a final one to do, and I've not tried this before, but I'm going to get the system back up to 15 psi, and then I'm going to put that underneath the Caravan and see what comes out of the yellow tap when I open that up, because gravity says that that's where most of the water is going to be laying anyway. So just before I continue with my master plan of putting this underneath the Caravan, I'm going to empty this because I feel like a lot of water is going to come out of there. So we are about 375 millilitres, maybe from that angle, just under 3/4 of a pint out so far. Okay, so let's say goodbye to the water that we got out the taps. Okay, so we are just using the pump for the final time. Now, I'm not going to be able to get under there to capture the water, so when it's done, I'll show you what falls out. So I've positioned the glass underneath the Caravan. We'll find out if I've got it in the right place or not. And I've got my phone recording it, so let's open the yellow valve. That sounded like a lot, and depending on how much is in the glass, if I put the glass in the right place, I might be inclined to come and do that again. So as the answer, quite a lot of water came out. I'm going to give it one more go. Okay, that sounded more like just air. Now, we've completed the process, so I am going to leave that up, and I'm going to go around and open all the other taps up. As we saw from my phone that was underneath the camera, the first time did get a fair bit out, second time, yeah, not really. Bearing in mind that quite a lot missed the glass, we got about 100 millilitres out there, so yeah, what did we say, 375, if we say 400, 100, half a litre out of the system, I think that's well worth it, so we'll say goodbye to that. Well, this video isn't actually to review this product, it's really just to show you how to use it and how to drain down your Caravan as we're getting to that point in the year. Now, I guess if I was going to give you my thoughts on it, is I don't think you need to. I think everybody should just be following the instructions that are in your user's guide, your manual, the book that you're provided with from the manufacturer. They'll tell you exactly how they expect you to drain your Caravan down. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, we picked this up from a second-hand shop. It was a £5, and I've probably used about probably used about 5 to 10 minutes of my time to do this, maybe 15 minutes. The job would be a lot quicker if there was two of you, because you can have someone inside constantly pumping it back up to 15 psi and someone on the inside opening all the taps. Obviously, because I'm on my own, it's taking that little bit longer. For a £5 and a little bit of time to get half a litre of water out of the system, I think it's well worth it. If I was paying 50 quid for it, I don't know. I guess that's for you to decide if it's worth it. Interestingly, I did this all through last winter as well with a flow kit, and that's probably the least amount I've managed to get out of it. However, we've come from a little bit further away this weekend, and I think that's probably another factor. So if you're towing your Caravan 5 minutes up the road, you're probably going to leave a lot of water in it. I think that if you are going on a longer journey, and a journey that involves going up and down dual carriageways, motorways, then I think you're likely to create that vacuum effect I was talking about and probably get most of the water out yourself. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you did, please give it a like. Please also drop me a comment below if you've got the flow kit and let me know what you think about it. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.